Basham. Fox running forward. He has support. Basham again. Graham Basham to Fitzpatrick. That's the 22. Now will they spin it?
The whole rugby world thrills to the style and the precision of the All Blacks. This is one of the best prepared rugby teams in the history of the game. Each team member has achieved personal goals in skill levels and fitness, and as a unit, they became the world champions.
Cuts out 1, 2 guys straight out wide to Kerwin, and he always had the gas on.
The ability to play like this comes from many different sources: natural skill and excellent preparation.
Two great wings.
Hello everybody. In this video we're going to show you some of the conditioning training methods of the All Blacks, methods that you can apply to your team. This is a system of grids, a system devised by Jim Blair. Grids will improve acceleration, ball skills, reaction time, peripheral vision, evasiveness and concentration. Jim Blair has changed the way in which people should train and has set up a series of programs to develop both team and individual levels of achievement.
In any game, players like two things: time and space. In addition, they have to react to the movement of the ball and the movement of other players. The grids are designed to affect relevant training so that players can improve the performance in this type of situation, in which we can restrict the time, restrict the space, get them to react to player movement while performing the basic skills of rugby.
A grid is a square area marked out with cones or something similar. The basic grid should be 10 meters square. You can vary the size of the area depending on the ability of your team. Grids follow a progression of increasing difficulty. Players run aggressively using two types of passes: the pop pass
Little. Innes. Fitzpatrick.
and the gut pass. And we'll be seeing examples of these throughout this video. Grids are designed to make players think and concentrate, increase the speed of work, improve ball handling skills in confrontational situations, improve communication, and improve body position. Remember, train as you play.
The benefits is the fact that the grids are flexible. You can enlarge the area if you've got players who are not as skillful as some others. You can decrease the area, so put more intensity, more pressure on the players. So you've got the flexibility of increasing or decreasing the space and the time that players have to perform in. It also puts them into relevant situations that players recognise. Also, the players don't see them as training activities, they see them as fun, game, relevant type things. So their attitude towards them, the quality of work, the attitude towards the work becomes higher and higher because of this.
Flexibility in fitness is often neglected, and a lack of this vital resource can lead to injury with the muscles being overstretched. Warming up is often seen as a necessary evil and is not viewed with any enthusiasm. The normal pattern of warm-up should last about 15 minutes, starting with some light exercise to raise the body temperature, followed by about 10 minutes of stretching routines. Poor flexibility contributes to inefficient movement and therefore poor technique. Preparation before the grids is vital.
Grid 1 is 4 ball, go late. The area is 8 meters square, passing left or right.
Go! Take it in!
Nil.
The receiver takes the ball in both hands. Players should accelerate into the grid, holding the ball in front of the body. Inevitably, there will be contact, but the runner must evade, turn, and finish the grid. In this Grid 1 4 ball go late, you can alter the gut pass to the pop pass. It is essential, though, that good ball skills are maintained throughout while concentrating on the speed and evasiveness of the grid. Communication is essential. Note the low body position of the receiver. Both arms are ready to take the ball. Here are some good examples of evasiveness. See how peripheral vision and a slight check or acceleration enables players to avoid contact all the time, staying on balance. These grids should be run for a period of 30 seconds at full speed. Repeat these bursts up to 10 times with a 10-second rest period in between. Grid 2 is 4-ball, go early, using the pop pass, passing left or right. This is a progression from Grid 1 and is more difficult. There is less time and space to react. The key elements are the receiver leaves early, meeting the ball carrier part way across the grid. The skill level is greater, and care must be taken to ensure that the receiver makes a clean catch running onto the ball. It's important that all pop passes be delivered at chest height, and the hands of the receiver must be held out in front, anticipating the catch. Watch the timing of the pop pass. Crowley leaves early, times his run to perfection into the space, anticipating the catch. The congestion is greater, the demands on the players are greater. Leaving early creates a higher degree of difficulty on evasiveness, peripheral vision, and concentration. Remember, communication is essential. Each runner and receiver must time accurately their entry into the grid to prevent a fumble or a collision. Collisions, though, are inevitable, but the continuity of the grid must be maintained. If a player drops the ball, he must retrieve it and finish the pattern. Leaving early creates a higher degree of difficulty on evasiveness, peripheral vision, and concentration. Grid 3 is 2 balls, go early, using the pop pass, passing left or right. The shape of the grid is changed. The 4-cone formation is altered by a further 4 cones being used to mark out a 3-metre square at the centre of the grid. To gauge this accurately, take a full stride out in all 4 directions from the centre point of the grid. This grid encourages players to evade other players in a confined space and instantaneously deliver the pass. The key factors are only 2 balls are used. 1 ball for each pair of groups diagonally opposite each other. The ball carrier, while running across the grid, must pass to the receiver before leaving the inner square. The receiver leaves early. The precise timing is best achieved if the receiver is about 2 metres from the inner square when the ball is caught. In this example, Innes takes the crash, looks left and right. He has chosen his line to run. Brewer is in close support for the quick pop pass from Innes. This is more difficult than grids 1 and 2, and the players should concentrate on their timing into the grid, the timing of the delivery of the pass, decide on the lines they wish to run, and at all times keep their eyes on the ball. All these grids are intense, and intensity is achieved by the pace of the activity, the number of repetitions demanded, striving for no errors, and applying frequent subtle changes to the basic drills. Remember, communication is essential. A classic example of Grid 3.
No change since half-time.
The pressure goes on the receiver not to leave too early. If he leaves early, he will overrun the ball. Grid 4 is through the gate. The overall area is 9 metres square and additional cones within the square are added. Firstly, place a single cone 4 metres diagonally in from each corner. Then, to each of the new single cones, add a further 2 cones in the inner square. Vary the gaps between these cones to test the skills of the players. Here, the cones are 1/2 metre and 1 metre apart.
Go!
The ball carrier runs towards the gaps between the 2 cones directly ahead. Side steps to the left or right to go through the gate alongside.
Come on, use power on that side step. That's it. Power out of it.
The side step evades the tackler. Acceleration across the grid completes the advantage gained. Watch here as Fox gets the ball from Whetton. He evades the tackler, holding the ball out in front as he goes through the gate. The accent here is on confrontational running, communication, evasiveness, the side step, leg power, and acceleration through the gate.
And Whetton gives it up to Fox. Here we go.
Grid 5 is run, go left or right, go early. The area is 9 metres square with a 3 metre square in the centre.
This time, we'll go right. It's leave early. Pop pass. Go. Christy, block up. Pop.
The receiver focuses on his timing of entry to the grid so the delivery can be made at the same time as the passer is coming out of the turn. The accent in this grid is on concentration, communication, change in direction in conjunction with the decision to deliver the pass, and split-second choice of lines to effect a smooth delivery. Grid 6 is pass left or right, run through. There are no centre cones and the area is 9 metres square. 4 balls, 1 in each corner. The ball carrier runs across the grid. Approaching the centre, the ball carrier passes to the left or the right, depending on the coach's call, and accelerates on through. All players must pass in the same direction. The accent here is on backup support positioning, communication, evasiveness, timing of the pass, and the change of goals.
Here in the foreground.
Here Zinzanbroek makes the pass right, then immediately heads left and forward to support. The changing goals require concentration to pass the ball and then to run to a different point in support play, which requires a change of emphasis throughout the activity. Note here how Innes passes right with great skill to create the try. Passing right is usually the weaker side, and players must practice passing both ways. This is Grid 7, running right, passing left, running right. This is a reinforcement of Grid 6. It uses passing skills to develop explosiveness and change of direction. It develops a focus on communication, quick positioning for support play, and reaction and concentration to changing goals.
All Blacks controlling it near their own.
In this example, Fox changes his options and passes right.
Lovely pass from Fox. Here's Cowan. Fitzpatrick.
It's easier for right-handed players to pass left and left-handed players to pass right. This grid encourages players to pass both sides with accuracy. Choose the timing and the area and the space so the pass doesn't hit another player. It develops reaction and concentration to changing goals. This is Grid 8, any corner, 4 ball, gut pass. The area can be anywhere between 5 and 9 metres square.
First ball carrier must run to the centre and then go to any corner. The receiver will always take a gut pass. After the first ball's been received, you must then head for the closest corner. You must sprint between deliveries. Go!
The ball carrier runs to the centre on the first ball only and then goes to any corner. No more than one player to any corner simultaneously. Watch what happens as two head for the same corner. Instant decisions, peripheral vision, and above all, good communication. This grid brings about a change in the intensity of the activity. It also introduces the fun and enjoyment factor, and it lightens the mood of training. Grid 9 is go late, stop start, 4 ball, passing left or right. The area is 8 metres square with a 3 metre square in the centre.
And explode when you take off again after the stop. Go!
The ball carrier must stop completely before the markers. Concentration here is on leg power, acceleration, evasion, communication, and the key element is passing left or right after delivery of the pass and exploding across the grid.
Call for delivery.
JC!
Crowley shows a good example here of stop-start. Taking the ball from Fox, he evades the tackle with a stop-go move. Concentration is on leg power, acceleration, evasion, communication, and passing left or right. Grid 10 is the centre pass grid, an 8 metre square with a single cone in the centre.
Centre ball, first time you pass left, you always keep the ball within a 1 metre circle of the centre. Choose your timing when you enter the grid and a pop pass. Go!
This aids the timing and control of the pass, the timing of the run, and acceleration and communication.
Get timing right, timing in.
Here are some good examples of the centre pass. Innes to McDowell.
Out it goes to Fox.
Little to Innes.
12, here's Innes again, but they're getting across and you see the tackle there. Fox, Little, Innes.
Again, Little to Innes.
Midfield.
A classic Bishop to Kerwin.
Here's Kerwin. Shrugs off 2 or 3 tackles.
To increase the difficulty, increase the size of the grid so that it puts more pressure on the players and their choice of timing as they enter the grid so that they arrive at the centre to receive the pass and complete the delivery to the next player. Good timing into the grid requires the player to hit the centre of the grid at speed and then make the pass before running through. This grid has a higher degree of difficulty than most of the other grids. A variation is to set a goal for your team. 100 passes without dropping the ball. Again, here's Grant Fox linking with Ian Jones in a practical game situation of this grid.
Fox, Ian Jones, everyone's handling, Ennis.
Grid 11 is put down, pick up, passing left or right. The area of this grid should expand to 12 metres square or 15 metres between the diagonal cones.
Put the ball down, 2 metres in front of the cone, sprint through, pick the ball up, pop pass. Go!
Danny. Danny. Yes, buddy. Danny. Yes, bud.
Come on.
Pop, Danny.
All the way through. Come on, lob it to
Put
him.
the ball down 2 steps after delivery. Cross the grid and pick up either from a standing position or go down on the ball for the pickup. The coach can decide this on projected playing conditions. This is a useful exercise for forwards and backs. Watch the pickup and quick pass. Aggressive running and communication.
Crowley up, Terry Watt.
This grid encourages players to approach a grounded ball from either side, picking it up with either the left or the right hand. The feet must be on either side of the ball. You can alter the pop pass to the gut pass. Key elements are body balance and ball skills, speed to the loose ball, the pick-up and quick pass, aggressive running, and communication.
Stop! These grids devised by Jim Blair are variable, but they're also interesting. They're competitive, but they can also be a lot of fun. And you have choices relative to the level of player maturity and ability that you're dealing with right across all age groups. These grids do work. They have a practical application to the real game.
Here comes the ball for Basham.
The All Blacks in full cry showing good examples of the grids.
Tim Gavin and Paul Cornish up again. Fox this time to
Aggressive running,
who hits and pushes off Campese.
ball skills, peripheral vision,
Knocked down by Michael Liner. Advantage being played.
the gut pass,
Richard Lowe standing off and running hard. Corner flag behind. Desperate defence by Australia near half-time. New Zealand still in control. That's the line there. Basham, Fox, Little. Tried it again. The tackler that
The pop pass.
Galway. Fox, Ian Jones.
acceleration,
Has he got it down? Yes, he has.